For so many years, I viewed leadership as power. When I thought about leadership, I used to think that it was about being loud and being provocative and calling people out and owning a room. And it's natural, I think, for us to think that way because there's so many leaders around us who have that style and that approach to leadership. But the reality is, exercising power in leadership really limits your effectiveness as a leader. I want to challenge your thinking. Consider the mindset that this approach puts you in. You start to tell yourself, I win when they do what I say, or the more extreme version, I win when they lose. Your whole approach to people is one of controlling, of dominating, of intimidating, and getting people to submit to what you want them to do. And this approach eventually impacts your team because people will not take initiative. They won't think for themselves. They don't feel free to take the risks necessary to be effective. They just try to avoid being wrong, and that becomes the predominant culture in your team. As the most powerful person in the room, you have to be the person who speaks first, speaks the loudest, and speaks most often. It sets up an environment where everything has to come through you in order to get approved. People end up telling you what they think you want to hear rather than what you need to hear. And all of these are textbook ingredients that will make you an outstanding micromanager. So let me suggest an alternative. Think about leadership in terms of influence. Influential leadership prepares people. It prepares people for success. It prepares other people for success. When you're in the mindset of influencing other people in leadership, you say things to yourself like, I win when they win. It develops people so that they can make good decisions on their own, and then they can turn around and develop other people underneath them the same way. Other people start to see you as a trusted resource rather than this intimidating force that they have to deal with. Influence asks a whole lot more questions, and it gets other people talking. It gives away authority, it gives away opportunity, and it gives away achievement. Now, when I talk about moving away from power in leadership, I don't mean becoming soft. You can still command and direct. These are essential leadership behaviors that need to take place. When I talk about leadership as influence, you can still get things done. You just get them done in a different way. So, how do you get started exercising influence in leadership? Let me offer you 3 things. First, think about other people's success before you think about yourself. Ask yourself, what can I do to make this person successful in this situation? Secondly, monitor how many times in a conversation that you say the words I or you, and then begin looking for opportunities to change those to we instead. Thirdly, start asking more questions. And by the way, ask questions that don't begin with why. So ask more questions and then let people talk. As people talk and it comes out that the course of action needs to be decided on, ask them, instead of telling them what they need to do, ask them what they feel like they should do. And then when they respond, don't judge their answers, but instead offer resources, offer perspective, offer experience. So as you practice these 3 things, it'll go a long way to help you get started in letting your leadership become more influence-based instead of power-based. And you'll begin to realize just how limited a power approach to leadership is.